So we did the CSS on that day, and let's open this file to see the CSS. So we saw 3 text here. Okay, let's go 10 number. So yesterday we saw this is the text and this is the position of relative, and let's make the width of 500 pixel, and I'll refresh the page. So if I want to make it center, what did I told yesterday? What should I do to make it center?
Margin auto.
Margin.
Relative.
Pardon? Kate, what did you say?
Relative.
Yeah, relative is already there. Position relative is already there.
Margin auto.
Okay, so either I can say margin auto, or I can say margin 0 is auto. 0 means top margin is 0 and bottom margin is 0, and auto left and right is auto. So we want to make it center, so that means left side and right side is auto. So 0 and auto means top and bottom is 0 and left and right is auto, because we want to make auto on the left and right. We want to make it centralized. Now this was happening because this is position relative. If I change the position to absolute, you will see even if margin is 0 auto, but then also it is not center aligned, because this margin auto will work only if it is static, position is static, or position is relative. With absolute position, this will not work. So how to make the center align for the position absolute? So to make the center align, we have to say left 50%. When I say left 50%, so from the left side, it is going 50%. But you will see it is not exactly center aligned. The reason is 50% starts from, let me show you from where it starts. 50% starts from here. Okay, 1 second. 50% starts from here. So when I say left is 50%, that means it is saying from here it starts this div tag. So how to make it exactly center? Though we have said left 50%, it is not exactly in the center. So what should I do so that I should move this div to the center? Since when I say left 50%, that means the starting point starts with the 50%, not the whole div is in the 50%. Are you getting me? When I say 50%, where that means starting point is 50%. See, this line is 50%, and from this line, this div is started. Now I want to move this div to the center. So to make the div in the center, I will use margin of left, and and what is the width of this div? What is the current width of this div?
500.
500 pixels. So I will move this div to the left side half of the width. So that means 250 pixel I have to move to the left side. So to move left side half of the pixel, I will say minus 250 pixel. When I say minus 250 pixel, that means the div moves 250 pixel on the left side. So now the center comes exactly in between this div. So now center is in between this div, and that means 50% is on the left side, 50% on the right side. So when we have absolute position, we have to put two properties. One is called the left and another is called margin left. So these are the two properties which we have to put when we have absolute position. So let's write down this so that you can understand what I want to say. Okay, so when I have relative position or static position, to make it center, what I will do, I will use only margin auto, or I will use margin 0 in the bottom and top, space auto, that means left and right is auto. Do you understand 0 and auto what it means? If we
Yes.
have two values, 0 is top and bottom and auto is left and right, so which we have to give left and right as auto. Now when we have absolute position, then margin auto will not work. Margin auto will not work. So what we have to do, we have to give two properties. What is the two properties? Left of 50% and margin left is equal to minus of half of the div size. So for example, if my div is, for example, 300 pixel, just assume, and here this is absolute position, then if I want to make it center aligned, I will do two things. One, I will say left of 50%, and second thing, I will say margin of left to minus how many pixels?
150.
150 pixel, because width is 300 now. Let's say I change the width to 600. Then what will I put here?
300.
300.
300. So this is the how we make the center align. Now how will I move this div to the center of the screen? That means here. So what changes which we will do? Let's try to do that one. Now it is center line on the middle. Okay, wait. Now it is center line in the middle of the left and right, but I want to make it center line on the top and bottom also. So to do that, what I will do, I will say top of 50%. Let's say first I will give height so that it will be easy for you to understand. Let's give the height also so that you can easily understand what's happening. Height of 400 pixels, for example. Okay, 400 is too much. Let's give 300. Okay, let's see if it is really 300 or what. It is still 400. Maybe it's not uploaded. Okay, I will manipulate here. Let's make it 200 pixel. So height is 200 pixel. Now I want to make this center of the page, so that from the top also it has same height, and from the bottom also it has same height. So I want to make the center, this div to the center of this page. So how to do that? Let's see. Like we did in the like we gave two properties, left and margin left. To make it center, we will again give the two properties. It will be top and margin top. So I will say top of 50%. So it goes top 50%. See, but it is dragging it bottom. The reason is we have the center here. Let me draw the line. We have center this line. This is the where center is there, and it is moving top 50%. That means it is starting from this line. So now to make it exact center, what I will do, I will say margin top of how many pixels?
Negative 100 pixel.
Minus 100 pixel, because height is 200 pixel. We have to say minus 100 pixel, half of this 200 pixel. Now it will be exactly in the center. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if I want to make it this to the bottom of it, then it is simple. Make it absolute position and just change the, let's see. So we have absolute position, and I will remove this top and margin top. Instead of that, I will say bottom of 0. When I say bottom of 0, it will stick to the bottom. Got it? If I want it to stick on the top, say top equal to 0. So wherever you want to stick, make it that 0. So this one was the one task which we did. Next task which we do in the CSS, we will do tomorrow, because today I don't have too much time on CSS. But I will tell you what we are going to do. We will be creating one div tag, and we will creating another div tag inside it. So now this internal div tag, if I give absolute position to internal div tag, it will be aligned from using this browser window. That means it will start from this position, left, top left, from this position. But I want to position, let me give some border. Okay, so let's delete for time being, let's delete this one. It's not updating. Okay, so can you see hello world inside this border, black border?
Yeah.
If
Yes.
I give absolute position to this hello world, let's say I say this div should have position of absolute, and I will say bottom 0. So you will see hello world has dragged down to the window. That is, on the browser it has dragged down. But I don't want hello world to leave this border div. I want this hello world to be present here. So I want this hello world should be attached to this div, so that when I move this div to the right side anywhere, this hello world should be moving along with this border box. So we will do this position tomorrow. So today we did only the centering of the position, which is very important. 100% it will be asked in interview if you go for CSS interview, how to center, make the div center. So you should know, if you're using relative position, then you will use margin auto. But if you're using absolute position, then you have to say left of 50% with margin left. And if I want to do for the top, that is middle of the page, I will say top of 50% and margin right minus, sorry, margin top minus half of the div height, and it will be div width. This you remember by heart. This is very important. See, we give percentage on the absolute positions, but percentage will not work in the relative position. Let's say if I have a div, let's save this one. Okay, it's not saving. Let's say I have this. Let's say if I have this, div tag, if I make one of the class to position of relative, and I will say top 200 pixel, and I'll say left 50 pixel, and I'll say width 300 pixel. The width has gone to 300 pixel. Now I cannot say top of 50%. When I say top of 50%, it will do nothing. It has gone to its original position. If I say left of 50%, this left at least working because it has the width total, total width is there on the browser, but top 50% is not working. The reason is it does not know how much to go in the bottom. It does not know the height of this div tag. So top 50% is not working in case of position relative. But in case of absolute, it knows the whole screen. So it can go to 50% down and up. So whenever you have position relative, you cannot give top or bottom 50%. But left and right 50% will work because it knows the width of the browser is this much. So it goes to 50% of left and right. But it will never work with the top and bottom. So just remember that never try to give top and bottom 50% when you have position of relative. So I will also write here so that you can remember. If top or bottom does not have percentage, you cannot give percentage. So these rules are very important in positioning in the relative and absolute one. So just remember these rules. Now we will move to JavaScript. Some of the JavaScript we will move. So yesterday we created the object using the function. So that is very important. You just remember that we will be doing a lot of that in future. Now let's do some more JavaScript today. I will go to the console.log and I will play the JavaScript here for today. So do you know how to create the variable? We always use var, and I can say name equal to many. So if I do console.log of name, it will display many, like it's displaying here. Now in the ES6 version of JavaScript, which version of JavaScript? ES6. Whatever we were doing in JavaScript, that is called ES5 version. Now JavaScript has ES6 version also, which is the latest version of JavaScript, and maybe ES7 is also on the way of it, but let's consider ES6 for now. In the ES6 version, there are two more ways to create the variable. One way is called a constant. So I will say const, let's say I say pi is equal to 3.14. That's it, and I say enter. So when I do console.log of pi, it will display 3.14. Now if I try to override this pi with different value, for example 3, it will give error, because constant is something when we define variable only one time in the page. You cannot define the constant, or you cannot change the value of constant variable to something different variable. Once you define constant and once you define the value of this variable, it is unchangeable. You cannot change that variable, the value of that variable. So I will say constants are defined only once, and we cannot change the value once it is assigned. Once I say constant pi, I cannot overwrite it with different value. So sometimes you have configuration in your JavaScript. You can put the constant with one-time value, which you don't want to change it. Now let's go another kind of variable. In the ES6 version, they have created new way to define the variable, that is called the let. So let works like this. It works in the particular control only. That means if I have some if statement, or if some loop is there, when I define the let in that loop, then that variable is used in that curly braces only. So for example, I will say, I'll say var age equal to 30. Just I'm giving example. And if I say age is equal to 30, and I will put something, I will say let name equal to many. Name equal to, or name no. Let first name equal to many. Okay. Now I will do console.log of first name is first name. So I define age of 30. Now I'm saying if age equal to 30, go inside this loop and say let first name equal to many, and I do console.log of first name. Now let's do this console again after this curly bracket. So it is defined here inside the curly bracket, and we are doing console.log outside the curly bracket. And if you say enter, you will see first time it displayed first name is many. Second time when I do the console.log, it is giving the error that first name is not defined. Though I define the first name inside the curly braces, but since I define the first name using the let keyword, it only applies to this curly bracket. It will not apply outside the curly bracket. So first name is not visible outside this curly bracket.
What about if you're using var first name equal to many?
Yeah, if we use same thing with var, it will be available. Let's do same thing with the var. So if I do, let's say I will create another variable. If age equal to 30, let's do another variable so that you can see the difference. I'll say var last name is equal to a, for example, and here I will do console.log last name is, and now if I do same thing outside the curly bracket and I say enter, you say both the time it's saying last name K and last name K, because if I define with var, we can access it outside the curly bracket, but with the let we cannot access it outside curly bracket. Let only is working inside this curly bracket wherever it is defined. So it's only tied to one particular kind of curly bracket. It does not go outside the curly bracket. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is about the ES6, because when you go for interview of JavaScript, they will ask you whether you have worked with the ES6 version or not. So if you don't know this constant and let, that means you have not worked in the ES6. But if you know this constant and let, there are many other commands which we will do. This is just a beginning. So if you know this, one is a constant, they will ask what is constant, what is late, or if they ask what is ES6 version, what you have learned in ES6 version, so you can say constant and you have learned late, and there will be others also which we will do in some time. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, so I will put this ES6 part into the chat. Now let's move to our project. So when I go to project, I'll change it to project 2017. Okay, but we have notes here. Our notes is here opened. Okay, let's open to project 2017. Now I have one folder as a connections. I have one folder as a LR, one folder templates. readmd is the default file. When I build another project, there will be another project called as one is LR, another will be my religion or my remedy finder, another. But connection folder and templates folder will remain same. But this project folder will change. One is LR, one will be different. Right now we are working in LR project. So let's open the index.php file and I'll go to design view. I will attach the template. Which template I will attach? The template which I created yesterday. I will attach this template to see how it looks on the browser. That's the reason I want to attach this template to index.php. So let's go to modify templates and I'll say apply template to the page. And it will ask me which template you want to apply. I will say LR template and I will also check this. This is already checked. Update page when template changes. So when I change the template, all the pages which has this template will be changed. And I will click select. And once I click select, you have to choose what will be the document head. So select this document head and choose the head from here. Choose the head from here and click OK. And now my index page is applied with this template. Whenever I change the template, it will ask to update the index page. This template we have to apply to all the pages, but don't apply it right now. Just apply to the index.php so that we can see how it looks. Let me upload the file on the server and then I will test this index.php page. So this is my index.php page. Since I used container in the template, that's the reason it is moving to this side. If I remove this container class, then it will be attached to the left side of the browser. But container has a property, it attaches to the, it gives some spacing on the left side. Now, first thing which we want in our project is I want a navigation, because user will navigate from one page to another, or he wants to see what are the total pages on our page. He wants to see the navigation. So let's add the navigation. So current task is adding the navigation. Let me put the task. Okay, now next task is, okay, fifth one was create pages. I did. Sixth is create template, which I did. Seventh is now add navigation to the template. Let's add the navigation to the template and then we will move. So I will go to the getbootstrap.com. I will go to the get starting, and in that we have some sample pages 1 2 3 4 5. We will take one of the sample page and we will build the navigation. So this is a simple project. Let's try to use simple navigation. Let's try to use static, let's see, fixed nav bar. So this is the template. If I want to take this template at the top, I will go to the view source and I will just copy this navigation part till this nav, from nav to nav, and I will copy this and I will put it in my template. After body, I will paste it. Since this is a white color template, I don't like white color template, so I will make it black. So how to make it black? Let's see what they do. They put inverse in the nav bar. So here I will say nav bar inverse. So once I say nav bar inverse, it will be black color. So right now you won't be able to see, but when I save it, it will ask that index.php is using this template. Do you want to update? I will say update. Okay, forget to put this. So it takes some time to update. error opening the file. Maybe, okay, what is the problem? I think maybe my folder structure is not good. Let me copy this folder to different place. Okay, I'm copying this project to different place, and I will change in my settings. Project 2017. I'll click OK. Click OK. Done. Now I will open my templates, and I will open my index.php, and I'll try to change something in the template, and I'll say update. So it's saying updated. It's saying updated LR. Is it done? Okay, sometimes it takes time to update. Let's see how much time it takes. Though I see the template is having this navbar already, but why still it's saying update? Okay, now my template is updated with the navbar. So let's see the index.php. So here I see the navigation bar at the top. Let's, but if you see, I have this my basic content which is hidden. I don't see this. But if I inspect it, I'm able to see the basic content which is hidden inside the navigation bar. Since this navigation bar is fixed top, okay, that's the reason we are not able to see it. If I make something like this, if I make the body, if I go to body and if I give padding top of 50 pixel, then you will see my basic content is appearing here. So there are some templates where I have to put the padding top 50 pixel to make the content appear, but sometimes some templates are there where I don't need it. Let me try to find that template where I don't need to put the padding top. So let's take this one. I will take static navbar. So now I'll go to LW. I will delete this old one, fixed one, and I will paste the static one. Let's save it and update it. Okay, let's see this one in the Chrome. So now I don't have to give the padding top. It is automatically coming here below my navigation bar. Let's change this to inverse, and then I will update it. And I'll check it again now. So now it is black color and content is coming nicely. So I went to this static one. So I was experimenting. That's why I was just going, editing something. So I went to the static top, and then I went to the view page source, and I then copied this navigation part, and I copied it in my template. I will paste whatever I put it in the template. I will paste in the chat so that you can try to copy it from there, or you can go there and copy it. Either you copy it from the chat or go to the static view source and take the navigation bar. Now my navigation bar looks like this one, and my basic content is coming here. This is just the basic. We will be changing all the project name and drop down and everything. We will be changing in few, maybe some today, some after some days. So just I put it in the index.php to show you how it will look, the navigation will look. That's the reason I put it in the index.php. Now our task will start. We have to start the project. Let's see what are the things we have to do now. So we are done with the creating the files. Let's try to build the project. What is the first thing to build in the project? We have, before login, we want the user to register on the page. So let's go to the register page and build the register form. So I will go to users and then I will open the register. This is the first step. Whenever user will come, I want user to register on my website. So before developing anything in this register.php, I will apply the template, choose the LR, and I will select the template. When it asks document head, I will choose the head and I will say OK. And here I will say, just I want to see how it looks. I will say register page. Now let's see in the browser how it looks. So it's saying register page. So here we will build our registration form. So I will go to the code view. It's already inside the div tag. So when we work with the Bootstrap, following things you have to remember. Anything which you will put in the, any text which you will put, you have to put in particular class. So which is the class which we have to put? I have to start with div class of row. Class of row. Inside row class, I have to put div class. Now here I have to choose the column. How many column I want on the page? Let's say if I want 3 columns, then I will put here col md4. That is, it is to be divided by 3. Total number of columns can be 12. So if I want 3 columns, then I can make div of col md4 for 3 times. Then it means I am making 3 columns. For example, column 1, column 2, and column 3. So it's in column 1, 2, and 3 because total spacing is 12 number. So if I want 3 column, what will I do? I will create 4 of each column. So it will be total will be 12. 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 4, 12. Now if I want only 2 column, what should be the number for each?
6.
6, 6. I can say 6, 6. Then if I refresh the page, it will create 6, 6, 1 each column. I can also say 3 for the first column, 9 for the second column. Total should be 12. I can divide as I like. It is 3 and it is 6. So whenever you want to put content, you have to define something like this box. And based on the number of columns you need, you have to define as per you want. Right now, this is simple registration form. I want 12 columns. So I will say MD12. So once I say MD12, it will be only 1 column. And if I refresh it, it will say only 1 column. Now I want to build the form. Either I can go to the Dreamweaver, insert, you know that we did the insert record and we create the form using the insertion form wizard. That will create the form automatically. Or if you can build your form yourself, then you can use InsertRecord with the second method. Do you remember these 2 methods?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. First one is automatic form creation. Second one is manual one. So right now we will go with the second method because I want to create the form using the Bootstrap. So let's go to the Bootstrap and see how to create the form. So this is my Bootstrap website. And I'll go and see how to create the form. So if I click CSS, forms are here. and in the form I will choose whichever I like. I'm just looking which one is good one. I like one. Okay, for now I will just go with a simple form. I don't want to put too much looks kind of thing. So I will just take simple one. This email, this form is good. I will take this form and I will try to manipulate it. I will go to my code view, and inside call 1, I will first start with some h3 tag, and here I'll say register on register as new user, and after h3 tag I will paste the form which I got it from here, that place. So I got this form. Let's see how form looks. So this is how the form looks. Now I will manipulate it to match with my database. So I will open my database and see what are the fields in my database. So if I go to project 2017 LR user columns, so first thing, user ID will be automatically generated. First user will get one number, second user will get two numbers, so it will be automatically incremented user ID. Second is the email. So I want to create email field which is already there, but I want to take the email text which is not there here. It may be something different. So it is email. So remember, I need ID also and I need name also. If I put only ID, it will not work. I need to put name also. Always whenever you create, you should have name, you should have ID, class is optional, type should be, generally in olden days type was text, but in HTML5 they created, if it is email, you can put the type as email also. And this for should be same as ID. This for should be same as ID. So my first field is created. Second field is password. Let's see in my table it is password. So password is correct. Just I will change this for to password. Type should be password. ID will be password. And name will be password. And placeholder is saying password. Let's delete this field. And here in the checkbox, I will say I accept the terms and conditions. Since I will not be putting this value in the database, so I will not create the name for this one. Just I will create ID terms. If I want to put something in database, then name was required. But since I don't want to put it in database, I just want user to check it. That's the reason I put ID. Now we have two fields. One is called as email, one is password. We need many other fields. Which field we need more? Let's add more. Let's copy this password one and put it as a confirm password. Confirm password will not go in database. It is only for user to match the password, so that he might have put wrong password, so he should know that both are same. So I created confirm password. After confirm password, though it will not go into database. In database, we will put only password, but confirm password is for user, whether he has put the correct password or not. Then we have first name, last name, gender, birth year. So let's create all the fields. I will copy here and I'll paste it, and I'll say first name. And it should be, how is the first name? First name. And type will be text. And it is first name, first name. And placeholder. Placeholder is something which user will see when the form will come. For example, if I open this form, you will see, can you see this first name in the light color? That means user can change it. But if we don't put anything, it will show first name like this.
Yes.
Let's change this confirm password to confirm password. Now I'll create this. Similarly, I'll create this all the fields, and I will create it very fast now because you got the idea. Last name, last name. We got last name also done. Next is gender, birth year. Gender is male and female. So since I want male and female as a radio button, let's see if they have something for radio button. Otherwise, I will create my own. Okay, so this is the radio button. I can use this radio button. Option 1, 2, okay, like this. Let's copy this one. I'll say gender, ID gender, or gender male, value is male, and here I will say male. I have male and female. So let's do it same. Name should be same. So if it's radio button, I should have same name, but ID will be different. ID cannot be unique, and value will be female. Female. Let's see how it looks. Okay, male or female. We are not giving any heading. Let's say if I want to give heading, I can copy this. And I will say, I want to just give heading of gender. I just copied the top label to see how it looks. So I'm getting gender, though it is a space which we can fix by CSS also. And that's not important for now. Let's go further. So gender is there. After that is, who got disconnected?
I'm on.
Yeah.
Carrie is on.
Cat. I think she got disconnected. Let me wait for a couple of seconds.
Okay. Can I ask while we're waiting? Is she on?
Pardon? Pardon? What you want to ask?
Oh, as far as using the Bootstrap, you have like the sorry.
Yeah.
I
tell
think
me.
Kate.
Yeah,
Kate
I'm
has come.
offline, and right now I'm reconnect.
Okay. So what you were asking, Kate? Carrie?
So as far as the Bootstrap goes, you have like the main CSS file. So you make a class for everything, and then if you want anything changed, use a class and provide your own CSS file, or do you actually go into the bootstrap.min CSS file and edit in there?
Yeah. We don't edit the Bootstrap file. We have to create our own. For example, if I want to edit this one, I will say, let's say gender something class, something my own name, and then I will create the CSS for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't change Bootstrap one, and nobody changes the Bootstrap one because Bootstrap will be changed when the version will be changed. So we don't change the Bootstrap.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
have one question.
Yeah, tell me.
In the radio,
Yeah,
the name is gender and the ID is gender male.
yeah,
So usually when we're using a link to the database, the name
yeah.
and the ID should be the same. Like
Uh,
it should all be the gender.
when you put it in the database, it goes based on the name. ID is only for JavaScript manipulation.
Oh,
It does not go to the database.
okay.
I'm trying to remove this one and just putting all in one line. Let's see how it looks now. Okay, so it's going one line, all the in one line. So let's change this to form control. Okay, I don't want to fix it now. Maybe I can put the CSS later on, or fixing it in the next line, new line, or I can use for now, I can use BR tag to make it in the new line. Okay, this is fine. Let me remove this colon. I can use CSS also to make the BR like appearance, but right now just I can put the div tag maybe, and then it will go new line. Just manipulation now. Okay, now this is fine. So after male and female, I want birth year. So I will put birth year. And here I will say birth underscore year. So this birth year is done. Then what? Since it is numeric, I can put number here. And I can also say max of, okay, this one is old Dreamweaver, so I don't get the hint. But I can put range also, minimum and maximum. And if I put maximum of 200 or 100, whatever, then it will take that maximum. So right now number is fine. We will take the number. Then create a date. I told you on that day that create a date I will pass from the PHP, though database can also auto generate the created date. So I will pass it through PHP. So to pass it to the through PHP, I don't want user to see that. So I will create a hidden field of created date. Hidden field of created date, and here in the value I will put one PHP tag that is called echo date, year, month, day, hours, minute, seconds. Echo is to display what year, to display date with year, month, day, space, hour, minute, and second. This is the standard way to pass the date in PHP. I will put it in the chat. You can just remember it. So I'm passing this created date as a hidden field to the server. And what value I'm putting? I'm putting the current date. This will take the current date whenever the user will fill the form. So this is the created date. Since on created date, I can also put the login date, because it will be same as login date, because he is actually login on our website. So I can also create another one hidden field called as login date. And in the login date, I have to put the time. See, if you remember, it is an integer. So I have to put the time which is passed from 1970. I showed you the seconds. So I have to pass in that format. So to use that format, PHP has inbuilt functionality that is called time. So if I say echo time, it will go and get that. So this is also, you can remember it. So gradually we are learning PHP also. As soon as we are doing this PHP page, we are learning the coding also little bit, and after some time I will also show more coding in PHP, more advanced coding in PHP. But right now just remember simple coding. So my form is ready. I don't want to put email flag 1, email flag 1 date, cron flag. This all things will be tackled in some other pages. So we don't want anything to be filled with these three one. Okay, so just we will not put anything for this field. Okay, now I will use the Dreamweaver functionality to insert it into the table. So I will go insert, application object, insert record, and insert record. So I will choose the connection. Okay, it's saying form 0. That means I haven't given the name to the form. So what I have to do, I have to give the name to the form. That is form 1 ID, or I can say form register also, or form 1. I can, since it is a register page, I can say name as form 1, ID as form register, name as form register, and action. Just action, make it empty right now. Later on, we will see what Dreamweaver is doing with this action. So now I will go again, insert, application object, insert record button. Now it's asking which form register, which connection, CONN, which table, LR users, and user ID is the one which is not, we don't have to fill it because it is a primary key. It will go as a default 1, 2, 3 based on the user ID. Email will take this email field. Password will take the password field. Right now we are not doing anything of the confirm password. We will come back later on and we will do something for confirm password. Right now just confirm password is only for display purpose. First name is first name, last name is last name, gender is gender, birth year, created date, login date, and I am not putting any of these values. We don't want it. Okay, and after inserting we should go to another page that will be called as users register success, and I'll click OK. Once I click OK, I will see this PHP code is created with some insert statement. That means it is working fine. It's correct. And if I go to the server behavior, I can see insert record. So whenever I open the page, you should be clear that what functionality is in this page. The functionality is called insert record. Let's try to insert record now and see how it works. So I'll put ABC. Don't put your real password. Right now, confirm password is only for display purpose. It doesn't do anything. I will put my name here and I will put my birth here and I'll say accept. I am not checking any field whether user has put or not. We will put restriction also on the form that if you don't put email, it's wrong. It should give some message kind of thing. But right now we are not doing anything. Let's say click submit. Once I click submit, it is going to register success, but since nothing is written in the success page, so it is displaying blank, but it has gone into the, it is going to the success page. That means it worked fine. Let's go into the database and see it. I click the users one and I click the table data. I have user ID 1, email, password, first name, last name, gender, birth year, created date is created, login date is also created in the time format. These three fields we don't need it, so it has gone default, whatever it was their value, it has gone with that value. Is registration clear?
Yes.
Yes.
We only inserted it, but we need to do one more step. If you remember, I want to go to user authentication and I want to use check new username. So I will add this also. And what is the field I want? Email. And if user does not put proper email, means if user put already email which is there in the database, I will change the user to register failure. And I click OK. Once I click OK, you will see two things are there here in this server behavior, and we can also check. We can also check if it works fine by putting the same email address. So let's try to open it and try to put same email address. My form is already pre-filled because it's a browser cache. And I click accept condition, and if I click submit, it is going to register failure because I used same email which was already there. So my registration page is done. though I haven't put any validation on this. Generally, validation, we will put some JavaScript validation on this thing, but not now. Right now, we will just make the website working in the functionality point of view. So there are some validation pending on this page, which we will come back later and do it, not today. So this registration page is done. This failure and success, we have to just make it some shining message. So let's go to open register success and apply template. My template is applied to register success. And here in the basic content, I will say registration successful. I will come back again to make it little more beautiful based on the Bootstrap. Right now, I'm just giving the message. For the failure also, I will apply the template. And right now, I'll just give some basic message. Later on, I will come and give some Bootstrap class so to make it more look-wise good. Registration failed. Please go back and enter email address again. I will change the message also. I will see what other sites are using the message. I will use that message. Right now, I'm just putting the message. Okay, registration failed. Please go back, enter the email address. So I will go back and I will put some different email address and I'll click submit. And it is saying registration successful. So this one was the 2 user I created it. If I go into database, I will see both the users are there, though both are my name. So registration is done as per the functionality is concerned, though we have to do little more cleaning, which we will do later on. Let's go to the login page now. And I will add the template to the login page. Once I add template, I need the form also for the login page to enter the email and password. Since I already created a form in the register.php, I will copy that form and then I will manipulate it. I will copy this text from the register and then I will delete whatever is not needed. So I'll go to the login page. And here I will say login. And here I'll say form, login, form, login, and I will delete this action. Let remover put the action. I don't want to put it. I want email and I want password. Rest all things are not required in the login page. I'll delete that. I'll delete all this created date, login date, and this variable. So it should be only login form. Okay, and here I can say in the submit button I can say login. It is login. This is my login page. Now I will add the login behavior on the page. So I will go here, user authentication, login user, and I'll see form login, email is the username field, password is the password field, which connection, CONN, which table, LR users, what is the username field, email, what is the password field, password. If succeeded, go to login success. I will not use this for this project right now. Just I will skip it. I will only use restrict level on username and password. We don't have access level for this project. If failed, go to login failure. I click OK. And you will see in the server behavior, I can see login user is there. And in the code view, if I go, there are some code is already inserted into the page. So that means it is working fine. So let's try to log in and see if it's working fine or not. So I will put my email password. It's going login success page. So login success page. Let's make the login success page. Go to modify templates. Apply template to the page. Select document head. Click head. OK. So here I will put a message. Right now I'll just put simple message. Later on I will come back and I will change it, because this is not really very important for me to complete the project. I will just put anything. And this is my login failure page. I will come back later and fix that. So login also done. Let's do the logout, which is very simple. Just go to the user authentication and say logout user. And when the page loads, remember you have to use page loads. And after the logout is done, just send back again user to login page. So once user is logged out, we will send user to login page. And I will save it. So logout is also done. So we are completed with login, registration and logout page. So tomorrow what we will do, we will go with, we will not do forget now, because forget we have to write custom code, which I will show you how to write the custom code. Change password is kind of edit one, which we will do maybe in the end. Logout is done, login is done, registration is done. Forget change password we will do after we are done with the project. Tomorrow we will do reminder, and day after tomorrow we will do cron. Is that okay?
Yes.
Great.
So whatever I told you today, you understood it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then also just go through video recording if you miss something, and we will see tomorrow with more CSS position property. Position is very important in CSS. We will take few more days to complete the position. There are a lot of things to be done in position, because in interview only thing they will ask is position. So just remember, position is very important. We will do position for few more days, and we will do in JavaScript. We will do some more commands in which are new to you. We will try to learn more things in JavaScript, and we will continue with our project, completing all this reminder. And day after tomorrow we'll do cron, and after we are done with this, we will complete this forgot, change password, fixing this success page, failure page. We'll do the rest other days. That's it for tomorrow. See you. That's it for today. See you tomorrow.